So, I don't know if you've seen, obviously, I just done the stream for an hour, but I'm not happy with the quality. It looked all pixelated and I wasn't happy. It looked really, I don't know, it didn't look right. So now I'm back here doing the Sardegna rerun, the Aston Martin GR4 one make. Tomorrow I will do the Tokyo Express Way 1. I haven't got enough time now. Obviously got prepped dinner and stuff like that. So I'm going to do the rerun. We know, for people that have watched, you know what happened. But for the people that haven't watched, obviously you'll get to see what happens. But like I said, I apologise for me deleting the other stream, but I don't want poor quality on my channel. And obviously it's for MRC, it's for you people that race in these leagues as well, especially Pro 2, which I'm involved in, and I race in and I do the stream for. So quality is what I want. I don't want, you know, all pixelated, blurry streams on my channel. I may sound picky, but that's just me being fussy. For people that are watching it now, can you just advise that it doesn't look pixelated to you? It looks all okay, looks all clear. I'm going to have a look myself. Is that it doesn't look pixelated to you? It looks all okay, looks all clear. Yeah, that's a lot better now. Myself. Is that it doesn't look pixelated to you? It looks all okay, looks all clear. Yeah, that's a lot better now. Right, so let's go back through the grid. Someone's talking to me. Looks cool. Thanks, Sean. I just done the hour. I done Tokyo and Sardegna, and it just looked terrible. So I'm doing Sardegna now. So obviously the people, like I said, people that have watched, you know what happened. People that haven't, I'll go through it again. So qualified on pole position was MC Reader, MC Reader. That's what it likes to be called, MC Reader. So myself, I'm on second. This is all Aston Martin GR4. We've got James Harbin in third, Daddy in fourth, Jason in fifth, the Hammer Games in sixth, Marshall in seventh, Johnny C in eighth, Jay Dante in ninth. We have a new gentleman here, Kiwi. He joined Pro 2 obviously yesterday evening. Let's see how he gets on. Bazinga in 11th, another new gentleman, CRT Lucky Bucky, to Pro 2 in 12th, and Goal 45 in 13th position. So up we go. Action pack race. Let's see how things get on. So Macreeda is in pole position. I'm in second, and James Harbin in third. Slight pause, and then we'll have the green. Let's wait for the 5 red lights. There they are, appearing at the top of the gantry, and the green light. Away we go. So Macreeda, nice start, nice bit of a jump from him. I had a slight bog down, so we got James Harbin in third. He's come under pressure from McDaddy in fourth. Let's see how these all will get on. So we've got Marshall diving down the right hand side, left hand side, sorry. McDaddy in fourth, Jason in fifth, Marshall in sixth, but back out we go. Got the Jay Dante, got the Hammer Games, got Bazinga, got Johnny C. So Kiwi in 11th, CRT Lucky Bucky up to 12th now, but quickly we'll scroll back up. Macreeda, yeah, he's putting out that bit of a gap now. Myself in second, James Harbin in third. We've got Marshall and Jason battling the net out for 5th and 6th position. Let's see how this gets on. So Marshall down the right hand side, bit of a late breaker from him. Would he get McDaddy as well in 4th? No. Jason with the better exit gets the better of Marshall. He's looking at McDaddy now. No, he doesn't get that moved on, but Marshall is now up to 5th position. Jason done a slight error and Marshall pounced. Jay Dante in 7th. The Hammer Games in 8th. Bazinga in 9th. Johnny C. CRT Lucky Bucky. Kiwi and Goal 45 is in 13th position. I'll be going to second place to first. So Macreeda now is pulling the gap from me, myself, in second position. But then I got James Harbin behind me in third position. I run it a bit wide, so that slows me down, but James Harbin sees my mistake and he's like, down, I'm coming through. I'm like, you carry on, I'll just catch you. But no, I don't give up. I'm still there. I back out. I went for the lunge, but I thought I'd back out of that. Don't want to cause no incidents. We're only on lap 2. What's the point in ruining people's races so early on? Again, little bit of contact to the rear. I didn't mean it. I just broke a little bit later. So James Harbour now in 2nd. McDaddy in 4th. Marshall in 5th. Jay Dante in 6th. Let's look at my messages quickly. Just to make sure everything's all okay. It seems okay to me, the quality. Yeah, perfect. So yeah, I bet people thinking, is this deja vu? No, it's a rerun. So I do apologise again for the quality of the previous video. Nick in 7th, the Hammer Games. Chasing down Jay Dante in 6th position. We've got Bazinga in 8th. CRT Lucky Bucky, who was at the rear of the field, now in 9th, working his way up slowly. Kiwi in 10th, Gold 45 in 11th, Johnny C in 12th, and we have Jason in 13th position. Oh, we go. McCready now is putting in a margin over James Harbour in 1st position. We're doing on more laps shortly, give it a few more laps. So James Harbour with myself behind. We've got Marshall and McDaddy batting it out for that 4th position. Let's see what happens here. So McDaddy ahead of Marshall in 5th. Marshall looks down the left hand side, does a late lunge. Very nice move. Quick on the power. So behind we've got the Hammer Games in 6th. He's just biding his time. He's just sitting there. We've got Jay Dante and Bazinga battling it out for that 7th and 8th position. CRT Lucky Bucky, new to the Pro 2, up in 9th. Likewise Kiwi in 10th, but Bazinga's looking down the left. Would he brake later than Jay Dante? Would he go for that cutback? No. Jay Dante ran it pretty well then, straight on the throttle. So Kiwi is bunching up now. So we got 6th, 7th, 8th side by side action here. Oh, let's go back and look at that. So we've got Bazinga, but up ahead I think Nick gets it slightly wrong, runs it a bit too wide. He does, clips the gravel, back end goes out. Jay Dante pounces on that, and then we've got Bazinga slowly coming up around the left hand side. Oh, Nick just gets onto the grass, but he loses 3 positions. Will he lose a 4th? But no, we've got Gold 45 with a moment behind. Does he do the same thing? Does he clip the grass? We shall see. Does he run it slightly deep, too wide maybe? Or yeah, he clipped the grass, on the grass, off the throttle, but still no damage. Got away with that one. Wow. Fair play to you. To Jason in 13th. Back up we go McCready. Now he's put out that margin over James Harbour in 2nd. Myself in 3rd. We've got Marshall in 4th now. McDaddy's still behind in 5th. Jay Dante in 6th. Bazinga and CRT Lucky Bucky now up to 8th. So yeah, he's running a good race in a minute. Kiwi up to 9th. You got Nick, the Hammer Games, back down in 10th. Bit of tire squirrel there. Who was that? No one's gone off. So, Kiwi, we've got the Hammer Games. Got Johnny C, Gold 45 with that error as we've seen. But he's recovered from it. Jason in 30. Another yellow flag. Shorty, Lucky Bucky, what's happened to you? Now let's have a look at this. Did he run it too deep? Did he go too wide around the section here, or what? Was there contact? So he runs that nice, runs it nice. Bit too much power on exit, and that's compromised. You've hit the gravel and you spun out. Unlucky there, my friend. So back up we go quickly. So we've got Marshall in 4th. We've got McDaddy in 5th. We've got Jay Dante in 6th. Is now coming under pressure from Bazinga, who's in 7th position. We've got Kiwi in 8th. We've got the Hammer Games in 9th. Johnny C in 10th. Gold 45. Jason, and obviously CRT Lucky Bucky with his error. But back up we go quickly, because I've now passed obviously James Harbour. Me and James Harbour, we were battling that out. I went back 5 then. Batting that out. I think James Harben had a bit of enough. He's like, look, we're not helping each other here. We need to get up to Macready as quick as we can. So yeah, James just backs off slightly and I just go on through for that second position. So back up we go because I need to skip before. So yeah, James Harben now in 3rd, Marshall in 4th, and McDaddy in 5th, Bazinga in 6th. He's pulled away from Kiwi, Nick's in 8th, Johnny C in 9th. We've got Jay Dante in 10th. Goal 45 with this with the MRC Gran Turismo Touring Car Cup. If you've got a penalty, you cannot overtake the car in front. That's the ruling they have. And if you do, you do incur a penalty. Also, you can run any tyre you wish, but fuel is tyre wear is ×4 and fuel is none. The Bazinga ran it wide there. Let's have a look at this one. So he's coming down. He's got Kiwi up behind the 7th with Nick. So Bazinga, what happens with you? Ooh, just I don't know what happened. You coasted in and just ran it a bit too wide. Very unfortunate there. But up we go. So here we go. So we've got goal 45 and Johnny C battling it out for 10th position. Jay Dante just ahead of Johnny C. Johnny C just backs off. We've got goal 45. Look down the left. Johnny C just goes a little bit wide. But yeah, now goal 45 is up to 9th position. Very nice indeed. Let's go back up quickly. So we have Kiwi in 6th, we have Marshall and McDaddy. I missed that one. So McDaddy looking at the slipstream of Marshall, heading down the start finish straight towards turn 1. This is a fictional track. It's not actually a real life track. It's based in an island in Italy. The GT Sport came up with the idea of, well, we'll make a track around that island, and hence why it's called Sardegna B. Nice pass by McDaddy there. There's different variations of this track. You got A, you got B, you got C. So yeah, B2 is enjoyable, but Marshall now is looking down the left-hand side at McDaddy. He's looking for payback. Does he get this move done? Does he get it stuck? Does he to perfect it? And McDaddy gives him equal room. Nice sportsmanship there. Respectful, clean racing is what we like to see. Marshall still hanging it around left-hand side of McDaddy, but McDaddy, no, he still sits in 4th position. So James Harben in 3rd, slightly falling away from me now, with Macready still in 1st position, fastest last sector. So myself with James Harben, Marshall and McDaddy, they still battling away for 4th and 5th. They sort of calmed down for the moment. Kiwi in 6th, great showing from him, his first race in Pro 2. Yeah, you know, impressive so far. So you have the Hammer Games in 7th, Jay Dante in 8th, Bazinga in 9th after his error, which cost him a few places. Johnny C in 10th, Gold 45 in 11th, Jason in 12th. So Gold just went a bit wide there. CRT Lucky Bucky in 13th. But up we go with Macready. Myself behind. This, you know, pit stops coming up soon. Strategies change. Do some pits, some don't. Macready with the fastest lap, 1:25.458. Myself, James Harben, Marshall and McDaddy still batting away, still at it. 4th and 5th. See how this gets on. We'll just keep it like this. Get a quick drink. Yeah, I've just done an hour, like I said, and the quality was wasn't the best. Let's get a quick drink. Apologies for this. My daddy's looking at the right side of Marshall now. No, he's looking for that cutback. No, he still sends them out to the right. But no, McDaddy's still there on Marshall. We've got battle behind as well between Kiwi and the Hammer Games. But yeah, McDaddy, very nice switch back there. But Marshall gives him the space. No contact. We're only on lap 7. So Kiwi looks like he's going to dive into the pits. No, he doesn't. The Hammer Games now on the left side of Kiwi in 6th position. Who will brake later for this turn? We shall wait and see. So the Hammer Games get this job done. J Dante in 8th. Bazinga in 9th. So yeah, back up quickly because now around about this time I think pit stops were happening. As myself in 2nd, McCreed is still leading, having a brilliant race out in front. James Harbin in 3rd, Marshall in 4th, still him and McDaddy battling away for 4th and 5th. The Hammer Games is 6th now. He'll be looking to pounce. Kiwi is 7th. J Dante, you know, spacing out now. Bazinga and Johnny C. Goal 45. Jason and CRT Lucky Bucky, who is getting on the back of Jason, to be honest with you. Macreda, ran a good race so far. We're on coming up to lap number 8. Does anyone pit? Not at the moment, no. Marshall and McDaddy still having their battle for 4th and 5th. Nick in 6th. Kiwi in 7th. J Dante in 8th. So yeah, it's spacing out now. Battles here and there, maybe a couple, but the main one to me is these two here, Marshall and McDaddy. Marshall just runs it a little bit deep. So McDaddy's looking down the right hand side of Marshall for that 4th position. Brakes a bit earlier, looking for that cutback. Marshall just touches the gravel. It's unfortunate there. Oh, bit of a moment there. Minimal contact or the curbing. Hey. So 6th is the Hammer Games. 7th is Kiwi. So spacing out, you can see the gaps now. Bazinga and Johnny C starting to do battle for 9th and 10th position. Yeah, Bazinga, Johnny C just a bit wobbly in there. Goal 45 in 11th with that moment what we seen a few laps back. Jason in 12th, CRT Lucky Bucky 13th. But Marshall and McDaddy, did they carry on? No. Sort of settled for the time being, but I said that earlier and they just started kicking off again. Nick the Hammer Games in 6th. He's pulling away from Kiwi now in 7th. J Dante in 8th. Yeah, I do well, it's spaced out a bit. I do other streams as well. I do Sim FX Infinity on a Wednesday or Thursday, but it has been a bit later on a Friday, so I do their replays as well. Next month I will be joining MVP for live commentary of their races. That's middle of February. So yeah, just it's my 7th week doing commentary, so I'm still new, still improving. Thanks to Dave Robertson for making over my YouTube channel and doing my intros and outros. It's much appreciated. But yeah, everything's a learning curve, and I'm getting there. Still a lot more to be done commentary wise, but these things take time, just like racing, you know. So Macreda in 1st. We've got here obviously myself in 2nd. James Harbin in 3rd. McDaddy in 4th is now pulled away from Marshall in 5th. The Hammer Games. The Hammer. So there's Kiwi in 7th. J Dante in 8th. So yeah, around about this time now, pit stops will be happening. Whatever tyre they go on is their choice. I don't advise wets or intermediates. So Macreda, he's staying out. Myself, I stay out. James Harbin, does he stay out? McDaddy, no, James Harbin dives into the pits, changes tyres. McDaddy, does he stay out? He does. Marshall, does he stay out? No, Marshall pits. the Hammer Games into the pits. Jay Dante into the pits. They're all diving into the pits now. We're sort of like midway through, around about that area. So everyone's getting a fresh set of tyres, fresh set of rubber to push it now for the final part of the race, second half. So my daddy, myself. You see my tyre wear compared to Macreada. I've got more tyre wear on the front right compared to, you know, obviously Macreada's managing it better than me. But I didn't really feel the tyre wear affect me that much on this lap. But next, I think it was the next lap, or was it this lap, or around this section here, started affecting a little bit. But yeah, as you can see on the back of Martin's car, he has got Martin 3, James 1. So yeah, these two have got their own little battle going on, you know. So, you know, Martin wins and then he gets an extra point if James wins, and likewise, you know. But we'll see how that goes on through the season. We've got a way to go yet. So myself, Macreada, what does he do? Does he go into the pits? He does, yeah. This time as well, yeah, I pit as well. I jump at the opportunity because I see Macreada and I'm like, yeah, I'm going to follow you in. So my daddy now, his tyre wear, he's looked after his tyres really well. Minimal tyre wear, not a lot at all compared to myself and Macreada. So at this point here, me and Macreada are coming out the pits. Macreada's still in first, I'm in second. James Harben must have been pushing it. He has actually closed that gap to me in second position. But you can tell he's flat out, you know, by how the car's behaving, how the car's acting. He's just pushing now. Marshall in fourth, still him and Matt Daddy batting it out for fourth and fifth. But Johnny C hasn't pitted yet. So he's got to put in obviously new fresh tyres. So unfortunately he won't be batting with fourth and fifth by the looks of it, but we never know. The Hammer Games in seventh, who's pitted for fresh set of tyres, racing soft. Jay Dante and Kiwi, Bazinga, Golf 45, Jason Hadler, and CRT Lucky Bucky. So up the front, Macreada. James Harben unfortunately now has fallen back a bit. James Harben has got a new set of pedals with his steering wheel, so he's doing a lot of adjusting during this race. And yeah, Marshall and Daddy, I had 6th and 7th as well. You got, who is this talking to me? Oh, no one's talking to me. Sean, sorry, I thought someone was commenting. Johnny C and the Hammer Games 6th and 7th. Bit of tyre smoke there from the Hammer Games as he entered, but Johnny C will dive into the pits, and now that will release the Hammer Games to catch on to the back of McDaddy. But then McDaddy's trying to get onto the back of Marshall, but James Harben now has fallen back from myself. So now I'm concentrating on catching Macreada, but at this moment in time he is running a brilliant race. As you can see, he's purple, so purple means you know, the quickest at the minute in the first sector. Myself, James Harben. So battles at the minute, they seem to be settling, but come towards the end of the race they'll start commencing again. So Johnny C, now he's got a fresh set of tyres, racing super softs. He will be gunning for it. So you got Bazinga, Kiwi, Jay Dante. This could form into a little battle. But we'll wait and see. Johnny C, Jason. Yeah, I've got Tokyo Expressway to do tomorrow. I won't do it now, obviously because of my error and, you know, like I said, the quality. I'm going to do that one tomorrow. Jay Dante is being caught now by Kiwi, but then Bazinga's catching Kiwi. And then the Hammer Games is falling back from McDaddy, with Marshall in front of McDaddy. James Harben is fallen away from me now by a few seconds. Myself and Macreada. So now, obviously now I've got to concentrate and get onto the back of him. But Martin, yeah, we've done a good lap, qualifying lap. I think it's 24.989. Really stonking lap. As you can see, he's got 25.392. That's a 125.392. It's his fastest lap in this race at the moment. I've done a 125.414. James Harburn a 25 is 701. Marshall did do a 25.817. But Daddy, he did a, because obviously these two are battling in a way, a 126.044. So yeah, let's see how this unfolds. But Nick is slowly gaining, but Nick has done a 25.832. So it's quite close in timing, but here we go. Here's some battling. So we've got Bazinga, J Dante and Kiwi, who comes out on top out of this. So Bazinga, bit of tyre smoke there from Kiwi, runs it a bit wide. Kiwi, that's unfortunate. And then Bazinga's looking around the right. J Dante, does he get a move done? But no, J Dante ain't giving up. Nice racing there. But Kiwi just outbraked himself there, ran it wide onto the gravel. But quickly going back up, because we've got the Hammer Games now is catching McDaddy for 5th. We've got Marshall in 4th. James Harburn unfortunately is too far away from Marshall now. Myself slowly catching Macreada, slowly. Doesn't look like it, but I was. So yeah, Marshall. Then we've got McDaddy and we've got the Hammer Games. Nick is actually gaining onto the back of McDaddy. He is, yes, 100% gaining onto the back of McDaddy. And how far is Bazinga? Bazinga's too far away from the Hammer Games now. So 4th, 5th and 6th looks like to me they'll be battling away. James Harburn is running his own race at the moment. Obviously on lap 15, so not far to go at all. Myself in 2nd and Macreada in 1st. Quickly concentrate on Marshall, McDaddy and the Hammer Games. Because yeah, the Hammer Games has gained onto the back of McDaddy quite quickly, to be honest with you. Bazinga, he's got the attention of J Dante behind now for that 7th position. J Dante wants it. It's like, look mate, I'm coming through, I'm behind you. But Bazinga on the front, on his bonnet. Oh, J Dante just runs it a little bit deep. Bit of a wobble on there from the car. Bit of dirt on his tyres, compromising him now. But then J Dante's got to be aware of Kiwi behind. Because any error J Dante makes, Kiwi's there. So yeah, J Dante, Kiwi. Johnny C, too far away from Kiwi now, but enough of a gap over Jason in 11th. But then we got Jason and Gold 45 battling it out for 11th and 12th. The Aston Martin GR41 mate for the first race of the MRC Gran Turismo Touring Car Cup always produces really good racing for what I've seen so far in other leagues as well. We've got the Fusion, we've got the Elite, we've got Pro 1, Pro 2, we've got Pro-Am 1, Pro-Am 2, we've got the Rookie League as well. So there's action everywhere. That happens every Friday evening when the season happens, that is. We're only on we done race 5 and 6 last night. We've got a few more to go yet. So James Harburn in 3rd, myself in 2nd. McDaddy, yeah, he's pulled out a little bit now. So yeah, he's concentrating. Marshall in 4th. He's managing that gap over McDaddy. But then Nick's still sitting there in 6th position. The Hammer Games. Bazinga, too far back now from the Hammer Games. Unless Hammer Games does an error. Yeah, but no. J Dante in 8th. You can see Bazinga up ahead in 7th. He wants it. He's like, come here, Bazinga. Oh, look at that. Look at that mountain on the right. Try and put him off, but it's not working. Kiwi in 9th. Johnny C in 10th, Jason in the pits. So CRT Lucky Bucky after his error. Like I said, it cost him. Gold 45 as well. But back up we go quickly. Because now, Marshall, the grip level on his tyres now is affecting him. So his pace is dropping a little bit. So McDaddy is now realising that, and he's pouncing. See, McDaddy's tyre wear compared to Marshall is minimal. And then Nick the Hammer Games, he's got quite a heavy tyre wear as well. Not a lot, but it's enough for McDaddy just to pull away from Nick the Hammer Games now. So now McDaddy will be concentrating on Marshall. Marshall's too far away from James Harben. Myself and Macreada, obviously 1 and 2. James Harben pitches again. Second pit stop for James Harben. Wonder what he'd come out on. Wonder where he'd come out to actually. Would he come out in the middle of this battle? That's the thing. James Harben, where are you? You're there. You just come out the pits. You got McDaddy and you got Marshall battling it out. But now Marshall's up to third, obviously because James Harben pitted. We'll have a look at that one in a moment. So James Harben's in the pit. As you've seen just then, he comes out of the pits. There he is there on your right. But no, he loses that third. He's down to fifth. Marshall, the later breaker, takes third. So now with James on the faster tyre, but like I said, McDaddy hasn't got a lot of tyre wear, so he can push now. Marshall has got a bit of tyre on that front right, as you can tell. But for me now, James Harben's come out in between, obviously 4th and 6th. He's in 5th, so now he's gonna, with this hamper in, would it slow him up? Would he? He needs to make an early jump. If he wants to keep that podium, he needs to make the early jump now. He needs to get past these 2 cars in the next couple of corners. So McDaddy to the right, Marshall in front. Let's see what happens. The Hammer Game's behind. James Harben just breaks earlier. He's looking for that cutback. No, McDaddy just defends. Holds James off. But back out we go to Nick. But no, James Harben's still sitting there behind McDaddy. Let's just concentrate on this for the moment. Lap number 18. Be coming on to lap number 19. So James Harben's falling back a little bit, but McDaddy's onto the back of Marshall now. Marshall a bit back-endy. A bit of a wobble on there, but McDaddy's noticed that and he's pouncing now. When you look to the right, he does, but no, Marshall still. But James now, for me, he's got the slipstream behind Marshall. He's got past McDaddy for 5th. Past Marshall for 3rd. Later breaker, fresher tyres, but then runs onto the gravel. Slight wobble on there, but he keeps it together. But behind we have got the Hammer Games Nick in 6th. He's looking behind McDaddy. Will he pounce? Because obviously these battling away. Nick is like, yeah, he's like, I'm here. Hello. Don't leave me out. And Nick's there. Any error, any contact, he can pounce. Simple as that. You know, just takes one little thing in racing, and then boom, you're there. So back up the front we go quickly. I know these are battling away. Let's keep an eye on this for the moment. But at the front of the field, it is closing rapidly. So we've got McDaddy looking at Marshall down the right hand side. But the Hammer Games breaks later than the 2 in front of him. Let's have a look at that again. Just the overspeed what he had. The later breaker. Did he get 2 of them then? Did he get both? So here he is. He's looking down the right. He's braking, brake. Then he gets past McDaddy. That's about it. So back up we go. So back up to the front quickly. So now myself and Macreada. And now we've got a few laps to go. Yeah, myself and Macreada now are battling it out for 1st position. So James Harben unfortunately now is too far back. Marshall in 4th. So back up we go quickly. So now for me it's sort of like hammer time, get my foot down, and yeah, see what I can do. But Martin, it was quite, you know, it's quite difficult keeping behind him, so he'll pull away and stuff like that. But yeah, so me and Macreada quickly go back. So we've got Marshall and McDaddy, 4th and 5th. James has now pulled out the gap from Marshall. The Hammer Games in 6th, Jay Dante in 7th. We've got Bazinga in 8th, Johnny C, Kiwi, Gold, CRT Lucky Bucky, and Jason. Back up quickly because now I'm over the back, all over the back end of Macreada. All over the back end. So James Harben now, obviously he's in 3rd where he has been. What's going off here? So we've got Marshall and McDaddy. So you've got McDaddy behind in 5th. Marshall's ahead in 4th. My daddy wants that 4th position. He's looking around the right hand side. Will he do the let it break in, or will Marshall? Now Marshall does a let it break in, then McDaddy. But then McDaddy. But no, Marshall's still in front, still in front, still in front. What happens here? A little bit of a wobble on there from Marshall, but he's still there. He's still there. Quickly get back up to the front. So now me and Macreada are now side by side. So at this point here, I was thinking to myself, right, okay, I've watched you for a few laps, but here, he brakes a bit too early, he runs it a bit wide. For me, I can now jump onto the back of Macreada and get that move done, if I can, down into turn 1. So I pull out to the right, I look down the right hand side. So we're side by side heading down towards turn 1. Still side by side, still side by side. Who could brake later? Who could brake later? I do a little bit. I hang it around the right hand side. Keep it there, keep it there, keep it there. And I'm quicker on the throttle than Macreada. So I pull out in 1st position. So that is me taking the lead at the race. So Macreada now is in 2nd, but he wants his 1st place back. So he's like, no, I'm not giving up that easy. So now he's still fighting. Still behind me, still behind me. He's looking down the right hand side into this right-hander, but I hugged the curb. I click the apex really tight and just run it, and I'm on the throttle straight away. So James Harbin in 3rd. McDaddy is now in 4th. Marshall ran it wide, as you've seen then. On the exits, you've got Marshall up ahead, you've got McDaddy behind. I've just overtook Macreada, so we've got McDaddy do the same to Marshall. So he brakes a bit earlier, Marshall a bit later. Marshall a bit too wide, and he touched the gravel again. So that's compromised him. Bit of gravel on the tyres now. Back up we go quickly. So I'm now pulled away from Macreada in 1st position. We've got James Harbin in 3rd. There's no one around him. So yeah, he's alright, he's safe in his quick fit Aston Martin GL4. McDaddy now in 4th, Marshall in 5th. The Hammer Games in 6th. We've got Jay Dante in 7th. These two battering away. What happened there? Did Bazinga look for down the left? Did he look for the lunge? He's going around the right, the long way round. But no. Jay Dante still in 7th position. We're on the final lap. Now let's get back up to the front. So I'm coming around the final section, the final quick left right, down the final straight to win race 1, well race 5 of 6 at Sardegna B. Macreada now in 2nd, ran a perfect race, you know, didn't do no errors apart from that one and the final part of the lap. So yeah, really good race. James Harbin in 3rd, McDaddy in 4th. Good racing from you and Marshall, and obviously Nick the Hammer Games as well. So McDaddy 4th, Marshall in 5th, the Hammer Games in 6th, Bazinga. Thank you, Sean, appreciate it. Bazinga in 7th, Johnny C in 8th, Kiwi in 9th, Jay Dante in 10th. At the rear of the field we have Goal 45 in 11th. Yeah, appreciate the feedback, Sean, thank you. So Goal 45 in 11th, Jason in 12th, CRT Lucky Bucky in 13th. I'll be back tomorrow for Tokyo. Again, apologies about earlier about the other video. But yeah, you all have a great weekend. I'll see you tomorrow, or great evening. Be safe. Take care. Much love. I've been ESR Idol 4. Thank you very much. Bye bye.